I am super excited to be here and to be interviewing Sean, the owner of Knowledge Bookstore. It's in Brampton, and they have been a pioneer in our community for such a long time. I am so ecstatic to interview him, so please help me welcome him. Hi, Sean. How are you?
I am great.
That's great to hear. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It is beyond my pleasure. I want to learn so much about you and your business. What do you guys do? Tell me about it.
What do we do? We are an African-centered bookstore, and by African-centered, it means that the books are about people, African people and their descendants, and they're written by African people and their descendants also. So there's that focus where all of the material are either written by or about, right? And the books are in various categories. So there's nonfiction, there's children, there's fiction, right? But we're also more than a bookstore. So we also have other products, beauty and health products. So we have toothpaste, shea butter, soaps, lotions, and most of these products are natural products with the best ingredients. So we carry those type of products. Images are important also. So we do have some paintings done by local artists, and we also have posters and figurines, right? So all of these are depictions of African people, right? Because the idea is to be able to see yourself in everything. So even the gift items, such as coffee mugs, travel mugs, and water bottles, they all have imagery that represents African people, right? And so those are the products. There's other products, but so those are the products. But we also, over the last 23 years, we have done tons and tons of events. We've done everything from story time to we actually had a wedding here.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've done everything, exercise, yoga, you name it. We've done it over the last 23 years.
Wow. Well, you've been definitely a pillar and a staple in our community. So thank you for everything, the abundance of what you guys do. Thank you.
Oh, couldn't do it without the community. So that thanks goes to both us and the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you then tell me? I know you touched on it, which I was a little bit shocked about. 23 years in the business.
Yeah,
How
it's
did
gone by quickly. Yeah.
I can imagine? Will you share how did this come about? Like, what made you want to open this business?
Well, I always go back to my last year of high school because that's when I discovered Black authors. You know,
Mm.
I had an English teacher, Mrs. Morton. She was a European woman, but she was married to a Black judge here in Brampton. And she actually, in my last year of high school, she pulled me aside and she gave me four names: Langston Hughes, James Baldwin, Toni Morrison, and Alice Walker. And she told me to go to the library and research each of those authors and to choose one of them to do my independent studies paper and presentation on. Needless to say, I think that's probably the only presentation I did in school that I actually enjoyed. So that started me. After that, I read some of the other authors, and then I started discovering more and more Black authors. So myself and my older sister, we were actually brainstorming, and we came up with the idea of a Black bookstore, and we thought a Black bookstore in Brampton would be great because we'd seen the population start changing.
Yeah.
Brampton didn't have a lot of Black people in the early 80s. So we started seeing and we thought it would grow more. the idea of doing the bookstore was really, for me, I thought to myself, I found all these literature that I was enjoying, all these Black authors, and I thought to myself, although I wasn't that old, it just seems like I was still too old to have just been discovering these authors.
Mhm.
And I wanted to be able to make a difference in that way, that younger Black children could discover Black authors at a much earlier age. So it's not just about selling a book, but it's about giving that person the value that they deserve from the book that they're looking for.
Can we touch on a topic, something that I love that you guys carry? You guys carry dolls.
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, we had dolls from the time we opened because we recognize, like I said earlier, images are important. A lot of people tend to disregard the importance of images. We live in a society where most of the images we see represents the greater society, represents Europeans basically, right? So when you open a book and all you're seeing is images, none of them that represents you. You see commercials, nothing represents you. It's important for young Black children to have those kind of images. So Black dolls, right? And parents buy dolls for children.
Yeah.
So they should have something that represents them, because whether they realize it or not, psychologically, there's an impact, right? Because now your standard of beauty is based on someone else's, right? And so it was very important for us to be able to source those dolls and to have those dolls, right? And for parents to be able to get their hands in those dolls. So that's a huge part of what we do, and we've pushed it very hard, very
Thank
much
you.
so, right?
Thank you for doing so.
Black dolls, there's a lot of Black dolls out there,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of different lines and so forth. And there's more and more. There's more handmade ones that's becoming available. And there is more African people that's producing them. A lot of time people say to me, you got to keep this business going. You got to keep it going, right? I can only do that with your assistance, right? I can do my part, but I also need you to also support. The business will be here as long as the community wants it. Because if the community wants it, they'll support it. And that's for any Black business.
Absolutely. So can we talk about that? How can people support? Are you only a brick and mortar shop, or do you have accessibility to online? Can we talk about that?
We opened our door 23 years ago, and we also had a website from 23 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, we started, and trust me, it was a lot of work. There was a lot of book covers that I had to scan. So back then it was quite a bit of work, nothing like now, but we've always had a website.
Can you tell me if there is something that people don't necessarily know about your business, your store, your shop, or you, that people probably should know?
We are open 7 days a week. We have been ever since they brought in Sunday shopping.
Wow. Okay. Typically, what is the most convenient way for people to get a hold of you? Or like the store?
Oh, okay. That's the really good one. I love this one. I always tell people the best way is really you can call the store or you can email us, right? Do not send me messages on social media. Please don't. I won't be picking up those messages, at least no time too soon, because I'm a small business. And unfortunately, when there's messages on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, messages everywhere, and I still have to deal with email and phone calls, it becomes quite a bit. I understand we live in this time now, but I pay for the email and the phone number for a reason. So you can get more directly to me, right? And I speak to people on the phone all the time, right? I actually prefer that because it's easier to have a quick conversation and resolve whatever query is being made than to go back and forth several times, right? But yeah, that's the best way.
What is the product that sells out the quickest, that most people are desperately looking for?
You know what it is right now? Toothpaste. I sell toothpaste that is fluoride free, and I have charcoal toothpaste, I have neem toothpaste, miswak toothpaste, and black seed toothpaste. And each one of those have a set of people that, you know, buys quite a bit of those toothpaste. And those toothpaste, they sell pretty quickly, So, and like I said, there's 4 different brands, and some people buy each one, right? Each flavor, right? But the toothpaste have done so well. And most of my clients that started using the fluoride-free toothpaste, they'll never go back to Colgate or any of those other ones. So there's a good clientele for the toothpaste.
Okay. So my last question, and it really stems off of the one that I just asked.
Mhm.
What is the product that most people do not assume that you carry that you do? Because toothpaste, I was like, I just carry toothpaste, but great. Give me another. What else?
Give me another.
Please.
I think there's the. I would say the next one would probably be incense.
Okay.
Incense is and it's a strong one because incense is one of those ones that people are incense buyers are very loyal. I
Yeah.
think those are the only set of people that I know that comes to Snowstorm to buy an incense. It's one of those ones where a lot of times people are surprised, and a lot of times customers that's been coming here for years and years have never seen that a wall full of incense, right? So that's one of the other tricky things about customers, because they're so zoned in and specifically what they come for. A lot of times they don't see other products. That's why I shift my store around a lot.
Mhm.
Products constantly, so that they'll be able to see something. They'll go to the area where incense usually was, and suddenly there is something like mugs, you know.
That is a really good strategy.
Something like mugs, so right. And as I was saying, that the other thing I think that a lot of people are surprised by is we also do the Christmas angels, right? For the topper, a lot of people tend to be surprised seeing that black ones, right?
Oh,
So, yeah.
I love it.
So, so we're always looking for new products. We're always looking for things that's useful. We've carried the Kids Swags children's line where you have the swim caps. Those have been a really big hit in the summertime. And you also have the jewelry case, you know. So those products that people really they love, and it's always a surprise. Those, I would say, a lot of times they become impulse buys because people didn't expect to see them, and suddenly it's right there and they just can't resist it.
Well, I have had so much fun and learned so much about what you guys do. I came into this interview knowing a little bit about what you do, but you are just a one-stop shop. And I'm so happy that you are a part of this whole business interviewing platform because you guys do so much and you deserve to be showcased. So thank you.
And I appreciate the opportunity, I appreciate the opportunity in being here. And it was a lovely interview. So thank you.
My pleasure. As always, please like, comment, and share. Thank you.